Welcome back, everybody. Sarcasm Speaks here, Jared and Bob. We're back at it after a couple minutes, and it's been a couple days for you guys, so let's get cracking.
So this will be funny. It's also relevant because it came up. So I don't know if we talked about the steak and cheese thing where I got one and it was kind of cool, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So then obviously you mentioned Carl's in Waltham, which I don't think I've been since high school.
Shout out to Carl's. I went there today for lunch.
And that's why I thought it was funny you went there today. When Jones was here, he went. Vinny has frequented. Like, the place is good.
Yeah.
So one of the kids at the gym, he's gonna be going to Bentley. So I go, when's the next time you're going to Waltham? He goes, I think I actually have to go in a few weeks. I go to Carl's and get a steak and cheese. He goes, all right. I go, I'm telling you, they're fucking good. Like, they are fucking good. Like, no, like, whatever. And he's like, he goes, yeah, that good? I go, yes. I go, order ahead, pick it up. You can thank me later. His immediate response is it going to be better than D'Angelo's? And I'm like, oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy.
Oh, fuck.
Now, don't get me wrong. I like a chicken Caesar wrap from D'Angelo's with the rest of them.
As do I.
But I don't even know the last time I went to a D'Angelo's. And if you're looking for a D'Angelo's, like whether it's like you're on a road trip and it's got one at a stop, like if you're looking for a D'Angelo's, it'll always hit the mark. Every single time D'Angelo's will hit the mark. But when I'm giving this fucking kid, and obviously it's a high school kid, so
yeah,
you know, only the most intelligent. When I'm telling, like, hey, like, I'm giving you a food recommendation and that was the response. And I'm like, I already know what's going to happen now. Now he's going to go to Carl's and I'm going to be like, oh, how was it? And he'd be like, it was all right. And I'm like, just all right. Like, that's all I get. And he goes, yeah, you know, it was all right. Like, it's just a steak and cheese. Like, it's not going to be impressive.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go, well, what did you order? Well, just a regular one. And like, listen, there's nothing wrong with getting a regular one if that's what you're looking for. But did you look at the menu? Like, did you look at it?
Right.
So I like pulled up the menu and I was just like, I forget which one. Cause I thought, was it the kamikaze?
Yeah.
I go, that's gonna be too
got
crazy.
Today.
I go, that's gonna be too crazy for him. Cause he's looking at just like a regular one. I'm like, that's gonna be too much.
If he's asking whether or not it's better than D'Angelo's, he's not ready for the kamikaze.
No, the kamikaze is gonna be way too much.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, you would have to tell me. The kamikaze also seems like a little bit of novelty. Like, hey, we put everything in this. So it may not actually be the best. Like, it's almost like a meat lover's pizza.
Right.
A meat lover's pizza.
It basically is a meat lover's pizza in a sub. It's a steak and cheese with what? Pepperoni, ham, bacon, and sausage. And then they put barbecue sauce on it too.
Yeah.
So
it's almost a little bit of a novelty.
A meat lover's pizza.
Like, I still think, like, looking at the menu, like the cherry bomb would be my go-to.
The cherry bomb is fucking incredible.
You
get the cherry bomb with bacon. Oh. That's so good.
Yeah, again, I'd have to get that menu in front of me. But yes, but like, anyway, that's the idea I'd be looking at. And like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I think I read off something. I go, well, you can get one with this. And it goes, it kind of sounds like a lot of stuff in there. I'm like, oh, God damn it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Like, these fucking kids don't fucking get it.
They don't. They really don't.
They don't fucking get it. Like, not to, like, I do think we did this, but like, again, I'm trying to give you a recommendation. I'm not getting through to you clearly. Is it better than D'Angelo's or even better than D'Angelo's? It's like as if that's fucking difficult to overcome.
Yeah. Fucking Jersey Mike's is better than D'Angelo's.
Yeah. And this is what I get. Like, it's going to be.
Which people sleep on Jersey Mike's, but
I like Jersey Mike's.
I think Jersey Mike's
Italian
is very good.
I get the original Italian. I get one that's like entirely too big. Yeah. I ate the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like just looking at this, like the menu, it's like cheesesteak, pepper steak, mushroom steak, sausage steak. I mean, those are pretty self-explanatory as to what's in those steak and cheeses.
Right.
Barbecue cheesesteak, steak provolone barbecue. There's a chipotle, there's a Cajun, a teriyaki. Porky is steak, bacon, provolone, firecracker, steak, pepperoni, provolone, little tomato. Like all of these things sounds so fucking good. Like in the cherry bomb is steak, pepperoni, cherry peppers, barbecue, provolone, little tomato, or tomato sauce. Or like even the steak original, steak, peppers, onions, mushroom, sausage, provolone, American. Like all of these things sound so good, and I already know. Like he might actually go. He may actually go. I don't know how close it is to Bentley. I think it's on the other side, but I don't know Waltham well at all.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's like
I mean,
super
Waltham's
close.
kind of big, but like not that big, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's only 23 minutes from the house.
It's it is sort of on the other side, but
Yeah, but ultimately it's fucking 6 minutes away.
yeah, it's not impossible to get there.
No, and it's close to what route is that? 20.
Yeah.
That's probably the route back to it's so close to Brandeis.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be the route back to 95.
Right. Right.
Some good golf in that area too. Weston, Pinebrook, Woodland, Brayburn.
Hmm.
And I'm just like I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? This sucks. Like I try to help the kid out and there's no helping this kid. I'm like, all of those sandwiches sound so good. And it's like I'm actually almost fucking torn. Like when I do ultimately go, how do you pick just one to go? It's like when I struggle with the Italian place near me because the Italian is so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to switch off it.
Well, you know what? I bet that kid is gonna go there, order something weird, like he'll order a plain steak and cheese and he'll get a large, right? And he'll be like, "Oh, it's way too much." Because that's the other thing with Carl's, you don't buy a large. Like if you're gonna get a large, you're gonna split it between two people.
Yeah.
Because I can fucking eat, and when I get the small, like the last few bites of the small is like, all right, yeah, I'm pretty full. Yeah, I'm pretty fucking stuffed. Um, like a small from there would be, I would call that a large. So I've never ordered a large from there. I have no idea what a large looks like from there.
I'm gonna
But
get a large.
I've ordered the small, and I know what that looks like.
What's our camera crew doing this Saturday? I'll do like a sarcasm speaks versus food.
Yeah.
I'll go get a large cherry bomb. Oh my god, that would be so brutal the next day.
Ugh. Yeah.
I'll get a large cherry bomb and let's see if we can eat it. Yeah, is the crew working Saturday? What are they doing?
I mean, I'm not working Saturday, but
Yeah, I figured you're busy,
yeah.
you know, having a child and whatnot.
Yeah, we'll talk to the producers and we'll see if we can get the camera crew over there.
Yeah, see what the camera crew's doing, because I could be bothered. Fuck. I'm not gonna go Saturday. I want to.
It's so good.
I'm not gonna go. I want
If I lived 23 minutes from there, I would probably go at minimum once a month. Like I would make my monthly pilgrimage to Carl's. It's that fucking good.
I know, but I'm fucking lazy.
I know, but I don't wanna.
I just don't want to go. Find a place to park.
Yeah, the parking situation is not great over there. Although I don't know how it would be on a weekend.
I assume
But
chaos.
I mean, listen, almost every single time I go there now, I just park in the Speedy or the Speedway, the gas station across the street, where there's a big sign that says
Says
no
don't park
no
here.
parking. I pull right in and I park there. I don't give a fuck. I walk across the street, I get my sub, I get back in my truck, and then I drive away. I like the amount of time that my truck is in the parking space
Yeah, it's not
is
enough
like
time to get towed.
90 seconds.
Yeah. I should go Saturday. I gotta work Saturday though, and then trying to get up 95 at fucking like 11. That's gonna be a fucking disaster.
You should well, I guess if you can catch Route 1, you can take Route 1 all the way.
To Waltham?
No. You can take Route 1 all the way into, where does it spit you out? Like Dedham? So you
No,
avoid
that's
the
the
split.
problem.
The
Dead
whole
him to
point.
Waltham. No. That's not the issue. The issue is getting from fucking Dedham to Waltham.
That's not that bad. The worst part is the split. The 95 split in, I don't know, what is that, Westwood or Milton?
No,
Canton?
that's easy. That's easy money on a Saturday
Over by the
morning.
Top Golf. Which have you driven? Obviously, you've driven that way. The Top Golf's like
Oh,
done.
that split. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
don't go. I don't go that way though. Like when I
Oh yeah,
leave.
you don't go that way to work. Do you go that way to the golf course?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and going back to my house is fine. Yes, going up to 95 continued. That kind
Yeah.
of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, when does that Top Golf open? I don't even know.
I have no idea, but it looks almost done. I mean, the parking lot is still dirt, so it's not open yet.
We do need to
But
pave that.
but like the structure itself looks like it's basically done. That's one of those though where it's like, I think I heard that that it's supposed to, or it's scheduled to open in November, but it's like you stay the fuck away from there for the first
Yeah,
like
you got
6 months
Yeah, you can't go.
because it's going to be fucking amateur hour,
Chaos.
absolute
Chaos.
chaos. But then like
Although if
the
you're
novelty will wear
if you're
off.
reserving it,
Yeah, if you call ahead of time, yeah.
'cause
But
you
there's
can
going to be absolutely no fucking chance in hell you're going to be able to walk in off the street
no.
and get a bay there for the first 6 months.
I also wouldn't recommend that, like, I don't know, ever.
Yeah.
Because this is Canton worth like it's the only one in Massachusetts. Like when we walked into that one in Charlotte and there was like nobody there.
Right. There were two of them.
There's two in Charlotte.
Right.
So
right.
This is the only one in the fucking New England.
No, there's one in Cranston, Rhode Island.
Top Golf?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
When the fuck did that open? I'm not going to Cranston, Rhode Island, but
it may be opening at the same time. If it may have just opened, or it'll be opening like relatively the same time.
No shit, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I've driven by it a few times. Whether I'm, I have to go to work or wherever, there's a shopping plaza in Cranston that we went to that has like a fucking high-end baby store or whatever, or just a baby store, I think. That we went, Amy and I went there a couple months ago. We drove by it. So I've driven by it a few times.
Yeah, it is in Cranston.
Yeah.
Because originally they called it Providence, and I guess that was a problem.
Oh, it's not in Providence.
It's exactly how it went. Mayor
Yeah.
fucking Cranston fucking complained.
Oh, really? What a fucking loser.
So now it's Top Golf Rhode Island.
Sick. Like, that's just fucking dumb. Like, who gives a shit? Like, in like, I live on the fucking border, but as far as I'm concerned, the entire state might as well just be Providence. Right? Like, oh, what's in Rhode Island? Providence. What else is in Rhode Island? I don't know. Newport.
Newport.
Like, but Newport is all the way down in the water. So it's
Yeah,
like,
and then there's a bunch of shit that like people tell me like it's fucking important or cool or something, and I'm like,
but it's
nah.
not because it's Rhode Island and it sucks.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of use for Rhode Island.
No. Nope. It's fucking dumb. It's better than Connecticut, but it still sucks.
Well, anything's better than Connecticut.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck Connecticut.
Yeah. I mean, the only, I guess, cool thing about Rhode Island, which doesn't really affect me anymore, but you can still get flavored tobacco in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
So you can get the Cuba Cubas or, you know, if you're so inclined, like mint tin pouches or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Mint flavored tobacco, which is really kind of bullshit that they included mint and menthol in that.
The whole thing's stupid. Massachusetts is fucking stupid.
It is. Like I can completely understand the thought behind like wanting to get rid of like cotton candy and like fucking fruity mango jambalaya or whatever the fuck. Like
that would taste like shit.
Yeah, that would taste like shit. But like I can totally understand all of those, like bubble gum, like you want to get rid of that for like vape flavors and things like that. Cool. 100%. I'll stand behind it. If there's ever like a cigarette or a cigar that's bubble gum flavored, okay, fine. Get rid of it. You don't
Strawberry
need it.
Phillies.
Yeah, strawberry Phillies. Yes, go ahead. You want to make the argument it's targeting kids? Sure, absolutely. But menthol? You're going to get rid of menthol cigarettes because you think they're targeting kids? Like, I don't know. Have you ever smoked a menthol cigarette?
Yeah, I mean, it might as well be a fucking cough drop cigarette.
Exactly.
That's like, all it is.
They ain't fucking targeting kids with mint and menthol flavored shit. They're just trying to make the tobacco not taste like fucking tobacco, dog shit.
Which ultimately it's a cigarette, like
right.
Yeah, that's gonna be like yeah.
Yeah.
Cigarettes
like I said,
have no flavor.
You wanna ban Fruity Pebbles flavored tobacco. I completely understand. But menthol, fuck off. You're just being a fucking loser.
Peach skull. Well, the other thing too is it's like, so I like, again, I get it. Like, you know, some of the vape flavors and I don't know, like no one smokes grape games. So I'm like, like, so it's hard to even say that. Like,
yeah.
no
Well, they do smoke
that.
grape games, but they only use the wrapper.
That's the thing is like no one's even
tobacco.
smoking those. Like the guts are just sitting in the gas station parking lot.
Do you think the people at Game know that? Like, do you think,
dude, if they were smart, they would just continue
cigars.
Like we'll put fucking borderline styrofoam in this thing because no one's smoking.
No one's smoking this.
We'll make it biodegradable so that when it hits that fucking gas station parking lot, it instantly starts disintegrating.
Or they like pay someone to go scavenge gas station parking lots all over the country and reclaim the guts of the game, and they just recycle the guts.
Yeah, but like the wrapper is like lights out because whatever reason. But oh yeah, no, that's exact, like without saying it, that's exactly how I would market my shit.
Yeah. Like, no one actually smokes this shit, right? They just use the wrapper to fucking roll blunts.
Yes. That's it.
I mean, solid business strategy.
Yeah, I mean, you be good at something.
Yeah. I mean, they're cheap too. What are they, like $2?
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't know.
That was never my thing. That was never my thing.
Yeah. I know the
Although
pack of strawberry Phillies.
that was like what, $5?
Yeah, you get 6 of them, and there are 4 of them. I forget how many came in a
I
pack.
forget. I think in the 8th grade I smoked one of those like as is.
Well, because you're in 8th grade, you don't know any
Yeah, you
better.
don't know any better. So someone gets them like, oh, these taste good.
Yeah,
They did.
yeah. You know, for a while, you remember the kick everyone was on the clove cigarettes,
Oh yeah.
the
The
Dejarum
Jarums.
blacks.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. I remember those.
those are fucking gross. Going back, like looking at it, it's like, why would we do that?
Those were like smoking wind.
Yeah, but it's actually fucking worse for you. Like the clove cigarette was worse. Like it did more damage to your lungs than regular tobacco cigarettes.
Yeah, I didn't really know the whole thing. I don't know. I forget why I used to get those occasionally. I don't know what it was.
Because it was fun. Like I remember, like
They taste good? I don't even remember.
yeah, I think they tasted. They
Were
certainly
they allegedly stronger? I'm trying to remember now.
yeah, allegedly stronger, and they tasted better than tobacco
It was
cigarettes.
like 15 fucking years ago now.
Yeah, I remember we used to fucking like all the kids I hung out with in West Medford. We used to fucking go to Playstead Park and smoke clove cigarettes.
That's why I
It
used to
was like-
smoke fucking strawberry Phillies.
It was like me and fucking Steve Mortel and Devin Savoya and fucking we would just be smoking clove cigarettes in fucking Playstead Park.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, the days.
They were days.
Yeah. Yeah, they certainly were.
That they were.
I remember. So that's actually really funny. So speaking of Devin, I was at the barber shop today, and Dave cuts my hair, and we were talking like randomly. It came up about in 8th grade. We went on a trip to Pennsylvania for a whole week, and like a couple people in the barber shop, and like I run into this in my life when I talk to random people. Like everyone seems to be super blown away that we went to Pennsylvania for a whole week. And I know you guys did Washington, right? At the Andrews.
Yeah, I
Did
forget
you-
how many days.
You did DC. We
Yeah.
did, and the McGlynn did Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
But like we were talking about it, like we remember going to like Amish country, and like these Amish people like invited us into their homes, and like we sat at their fucking dinner table and like ate their food. And me and Dave were like, "This is fucking wild. Like we're just a bunch of random 8th graders from fucking Medford, Massachusetts, show up in Amish country, and they just like invite us in for dinner." We're like, that's so weird.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about like, obviously we went to Hershey Park one day, and then I think we did 2 days in Philly. So I think like we really were gone for, I think we were gone for 5 days. Like it might have been like a leave on Monday morning situation, and we came back like Friday afternoon. But with the travel and everything, I think we really only got like, you know, a little bit of Monday, a little bit of Friday morning, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I think is how it panned out. Because we did a full day at Hershey Park and 2 days in Philly. I think the Amish, we did like a half day. That was our first day when we got there. And I forget what we did at the end. I don't know. It was all fucking, I can't really remember that well. But we remembered some of the shit, like going to Hershey Park. And then we were talking about like, we all had hotel rooms.
We had hotel rooms.
And it was like, we were kind of on our own, which was fucking hilarious. Like there was no like supervision really. It was like the teachers were like, you know, we're gonna come knock on doors. It was like roll call basically. Like the teacher would knock on every door at like 9 p.m. and like you all needed to be in the room by 9 p.m. And it was like kind of a fucking free for all until then, because we were just like running around the hotel or fucking.
Well, that's like, that's like any hockey trip I ever went on and just caused fucking chaos.
Yeah.
We brought a PS2. They didn't like that.
That's awesome.
It's like fucking rigging it up.
Yeah, it's like
And they're like, why do you have this? I go, so we can watch your dirty work. They're like, what the hell is dirty work? I go, if I tell you it's not porn, is that good enough? They're like, you need to show me what the fuck you're talking about. That's what you get for fucking speaking.
It's a great movie.
Dirty work's awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like just like I said, just being like talking about that trip and then actually thinking about it, like knowing people that are in the eighth grade, right? Like knowing people that have kids or like interacting with kids that are in the eighth grade. And to think that like we were them and we were like basically on our own in fucking Pennsylvania.
Dude, so we went, so I remember there's a few things I remember from DC. Some of the sites, some of the whatevers. I actually do remember, which is interesting because I kind of don't remember shit. But I was there in when I was 9 and I was there again when I was 13. And I can actually remember a few things, which is weird. And I think the World War II memorial was like super new in 03. I could be making that up. I
Yeah. But
think it
did you
was.
see the cherry blossoms?
Wait, was it 03? 04. 04 I went. No, but like I don't know, there was like cicadas or something. We went through that, but the cicada thing. Oh, the
Yeah.
cicadas were around. Yeah, well, they're around every year. So
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
fuck it.
Yeah.
So when we were there, Ronald Reagan had died. So the funeral was going on. And there's like, I don't know, 12 of us, 12 eighth grade boys that are expected to sit tight in Washington, D.C. on a school trip for a funeral procession.
Yeah.
Like one of the teachers, fucking, he knew we were fucked. Like so he was closest to us. He knew he was fucked
Yeah. Yeah.
because we had him for Italian. So he fucking knew he was in for it. He pulled the plug so fucking fast on getting us the fuck out of there. And it was just like the 12 of us or whatever. And I don't know how the hell he did it, but he goes, all right, guys, going this way. Hop on the subway. We ended up going to like a mall food court or something. And we're like, why are we here? And he goes, because there's no way that you guys were going to be paying attention, being respectful. He goes, you guys wouldn't have been able to do anything at that. He goes, I had to get you out of there.
That's pretty funny.
And then we kind of looked at it like, well, this is way better than being there anyway. Now we'll just run amok in the mall. Like,
yeah. But I mean, it's kind of better to run amok in the mall than at fucking
a funeral procession.
Ronald Reagan's funeral procession.
only be a little bit of Secret Service around it. Like, yeah, like such a bad idea. And so it wasn't up to like, obviously he had died.
Right. And this trip had been planned for a while. Yeah. Yeah.
So it wasn't the administrator's fault or the organizer's fault that he died. And I understand, and I don't remember the details. The city was effectively probably shut down. But like, good Lord, you brought how many fucking eighth graders to that thing?
Yeah.
Bad call.
We had probably at least like 20 kids.
20 kids for what?
That went to Pennsylvania.
Bro, we had the majority of two sides.
So maybe we did have more.
We probably had 150.
We had
because I want to say there was 4. Because we had 2 sides. We had A and B side, and I want to say there were 4 homerooms. And I'd say that the homerooms were probably 25 students. So if you got 100 a side plus a few more, because I'm definitely missing some, and then like say 70% of people go. Yeah, we probably had like 150. I don't know. I think at my mother's house there's some big panoramic picture in front of the Capitol. Like there were a shitload of people there.
Yeah. I don't know. Like when me and Dave were talking today, we are like, dude, we had to have at least 20 kids, but like maybe we had even more.
Well, I was gonna say I thought it was odd because the Amish wouldn't have been able to feed 150 of us at their house. That's too
Yeah,
many
so
people.
maybe we did have less.
Or maybe you had a like were you guys fractioned?
We could have been. Like there was just like four different Amish houses that had like 20 groups of 20 kids in them.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there were a lot of people in DC.
How do I
Or I want to say it was a lot of people in DC. Maybe I don't remember, but
Jesus Christ, I feel like a fucking 90-year-old right now. How do I use Facebook? All I want to do is just see my fucking pictures. Like, how do I go to my profile? I clearly haven't used Facebook in a very long time, and now I don't know how to use it because I think there's pictures of us from that trip, like on Facebook. I thought Dave had said that today, but I'm not sure because I don't think I had Facebook until like high school. Or maybe we did have it in middle school. Yeah, there's pictures here from me in middle school.
oh good.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right?
I'm surprised they even let you go to fucking Pennsylvania. I figured you would have been on the fucking deplorable list.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 of us in this one picture in Pennsylvania. The caption underneath is "The Boys in PA."
I was gonna say because I assure you there were more than like there were like a lot of people went on our trip. I don't know how many
Yeah.
buses we had.
Yeah, I don't remember how many. I remember we had like coach buses though too.
Yeah,
Like
that's
we
what we
didn't
took.
take school buses.
10 fucking hours. Ugh.
Yeah.
And we probably left at like 8 a.m., which means we didn't even get to fucking DC until like 6.
Yeah.
Ugh. Ew.
Yeah, kind of wild. But like apparently that's not a common thing. Like I think that was just a Medford thing.
What, school trips?
Yeah, or like extended trips for like people I think they were mostly blown away when I tell them that we were gone for a week.
Yeah, I want to say it was like a Monday through Friday thing
Yeah.
because we didn't go to school, obviously.
Yeah. And then at some point something happened and they don't do it anymore and now they just do like a 2-day trip to New York City. I think the middle schools, if they even do anything anymore, COVID might have put the kibosh on all that. But I know after a little bit after us, the schools stopped doing like the trips to DC and Pennsylvania. And then both the McGlynn and the Andrews just went to New York City for like
Ew.
they drove down, did a day, did a second day, and like drove home on the second day.
Gross.
Yeah.
Why would anyone want to go to New York?
Yeah, it's fucking lame.
Yeah, gross.
But pretty sure North Attleboro doesn't do any of that.
I'll have to ask. I'll have to ask the kids. I don't know if they do anything.
Because it was always April vacation. That's when the trip was. It was over April break. And like obviously we had to pay for it too, right?
I want to say we went in like June.
I wonder if I
I remember
can.
it being warm. We probably just didn't go at the same time as you. I mean, you guys
Yeah.
were fucking weirdos at the McGlynn.
Well, you guys are fucking weirdos over there with your cafeteria auditorium,
Cafetorium.
your cafetorium.
We didn't use it for anything.
Yeah, you had it, but you didn't use it.
They didn't use the stage because assemblies were in the gym.
Yeah, this was I can't tell. The pictures were posted in October of 2006, but that's when like all of these pictures were posted. So
Yeah.
Who knows?
I think the only thing that I've heard of is like more like the Habitat for Humanity trips.
Oh, do schools do that too?
Yeah.
Like they
But
go
it's like,
build a home in fucking Costa
yeah, shit
Rica,
like
whatever.
that. So but it's only like, well, not even. Sometimes they go to fucking, I forget where Michaela said she went, West Virginia.
Oh,
I don't know, dude. There's shitty places here too.
the
Like
haulers and hills down in
fucking
the holler, the
the
West Virginia
fucking
holler.
the fucking something down there.
Yeah, I don't think you're probably allowed to take kids there anymore because there's a lot of meth. There's a lot of meth in West
Well, that's
Virginia
what,
now.
but that's the thing though. There is no Habitat for Humanity in fucking nice places.
Well, yeah, I mean that's
They don't
fair.
need fucking houses built.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like if we lived closer, you'd be going to New Orleans, and it's like this is like couldn't be any more dangerous. Couldn't be.
Yeah. And to think Vinny got into a fucking car with a stranger. Oh man. New Orleans and Vinny.
Yeah,
Just a match made in heaven.
yeah. We should go back.
I'm not against it. Um, all right. So what I am against though is dumb, stupid fucking people at work. So I I actually do enjoy my job, right? Like it's cool, it's fun, it's interesting. Um a lot of it's different here and there. But what I can't fucking stand, and I think you'll probably get a kick out of this and also agree with me, is the corporate like bullshit of, oh, that's not my job, right? Like, oh, that's not what I'm here to do. So for example, last week we ran into a problem, and I will exclude all names and companies and things like that for anonymity's sake. But we're at this company, this we'll call it company X, right? That is not to be confused with the company formerly known as Twitter, X being the random company. Um, so this company is leaving a building in Waltham, which is why I've been there and why I've been eating Carl's a lot lately. And they need to remove all of the IT from the building because they need to turn the building back over to the landlord and like give it completely empty. So, a couple things here. The IT department had gone around and taken all the old IT, so like computer towers and keyboards and monitors and all this shit, and like put them all in giant they're called D bins, but it's basically a giant cardboard box that sits on a pallet. So imagine a pallet that's probably like a 3x3 square, 3 foot by 3 foot, and then imagine just a giant cardboard box like attached to it. So they fill up a bunch of these boxes and they schedule a third party vendor to come take away all this old IT. Well, there's 2 floors in the building. And do you think they staged any of these D bins on the first floor?
No, why would they?
No. The answer is no. Well, the answer is mostly no. There were 2. So I think there were 6 in total. Or there were 8 in total. There were 2 on the first floor. There were 6 on the second floor. So they have a third party coming to pull all these things and take them away. But the IT department leaves them all on the second floor, and they claim they don't have any way to get them to the loading dock. So they, they go to one group who goes to another group or eventually makes its way to the real estate team. And I work closely with the real estate team. And one of the things that came up was, oh, did you ask the facilities company? Right? Because this company X uses a company, it's like an embedded resource, but they don't work for the company. They work for a different company, but they handle all of the facilities in the building. Right. So they're like, oh, did you go to this facilities company? And the IT guys go, yeah, they said they couldn't move it because it's not in their scope to move things that are that heavy. And the guy from the real estate team was like, is it on a pallet? They were like, yeah. So the facilities guys can't just put a pallet jack under it and move it. And the IT guy goes, no, they told me it's not in their scope. So I'm like, okay. So the real estate guy comes to me and we talk about it and brings it up in one of my meetings that I'm holding. And there's another guy that steps in who's like the construction PM, right? The project manager for the construction side. And he goes, well, we're going to have the moving company on site to help us move other stuff in the building. So we can see if we can do that and just have them move that at the same time. But then the real estate guy goes, well, you check with the moving company and let me know if they want to do that on that day, or you need a separate PO because it's a different project and it's part of site exit. He goes, I can cut you a separate PO. I don't know if we would need a separate moving crew or the same moving crew can do it on two different POs. And they're like going on and talking about it. And the entire time I'm sitting there fuming. And my boss is on the call. So I'm like messaging him on Teams and being like, this is absolutely insane. There are 6 pallets and I was going to be on site the next day. And I was like, if they can't figure this out, I will take a pallet jack from the loading dock and I will move the 6 pallets myself. And it will take me about 20 minutes.
That's not within your scope. You can't do that.
And my boss was like, yeah, that's fine. Like my boss is really cool. Like he doesn't really give a shit. He was like, yeah, that would save so much hassle. This is ridiculous. Like the amount of time that these people spend being like, well, this isn't part of my scope. Or if you need a separate PO, let me know and I'll have to cut you a different PO because that's a different job that falls under different parameters for this scope and that scope. And we can have the same moving company do it, but will they need to send 2 crews because it's 2 different POs? Will they be able to build? And it's like, dude, this doesn't have to be that hard. It really doesn't have to be that hard. Like at the end of the day, there's 2 pallet jacks that just sit on the loading dock for loading dock use that the facilities team uses. But because these pallets exceeded their maximum weight that they don't need to lift themselves, they just need to take a pallet jack and give it a couple pumps and then drag it over to the elevator and bring it down the elevator and drop it in the loading dock. So the third party vendor can just take away all these pallets of old monitors and computers and shit. And everyone's like, well, no, I can't do that. It's not part of my scope. It's not my job. And here I am as an outsider, as a contractor, being like, get me the fucking pallet jack and I'll do it myself. Like at what point do you have to stop just being a cunt about everything and just like get the fucking job done? Like, I don't give a fuck that this isn't part of your scope. You're a human being that's physically capable of rolling a pallet jack under a pallet, pumping it up and rolling it over to the elevator and bringing it down. Because the best part about it is the elevator lets you out on the loading dock. So all you need to do is get it to the elevator on the 2nd floor and then ride it down to the loading dock and leave it there.
Yeah, but if someone does that, they'll get in trouble for doing that. No,
yeah.
You weren't supposed to do that. Fuck. That's why they like that, because someone probably did do it at one point and it became a fucking problem.
Yeah, and it's fucking ridiculous. Like the amount of different companies that have to get involved to accomplish anything
It's office space.
is fucking wild.
I have 8
It's
bosses,
wild.
Bob.
Yeah. Because like I'm a contractor, the construction PM is a contractor, right? Like the facilities team, it works technically for a different company. They don't work for this actual company, but they're an embedded resource. So like they work full time at this company, but they just don't get paid by that company. They get paid by the facilities company. And then it's like the IT team has to come in and do this, and they need a different vendor to take everything away, but they can disconnect everything and wipe all the computers. And it's like, and then they have the real estate team for the actual company that's like trying to facilitate everything. And then we end up, like my company ends up doing half the stuff anyway. And it's like,
I would consider getting 3 more contractors in on that operation. I don't think you have enough. That's what I don't think you have enough hands.
yeah. Yeah. There are certain things, right, that I understand when people say, like, oh, that doesn't fall in my scope, right? Like if we were doing a lab move and like if there was a pharmaceutical company that wanted my company to like handle specific like deinstallation of equipment and reinstallation, like that's not really what we do, right? Like we can probably figure it out and we can work around it and we can, make connections and do things, but like that's not really what we do, right? That's not our expertise. So like, yeah, stuff like that makes sense. But like, come on, guys, we need to move 6 pallets in an elevator and we can't get the shit done.
Sure
6
can.
fucking pallets. It's not like we got to move a whole warehouse. It's not like we need a forklift, right, to do this, because I can understand that. Like, oh, I'm not forklift certified. Like, I can't drive it in the warehouse and move this. No, it's a fucking hand hydraulic pallet jack. So, like I said, I enjoy my job. I like it, but there are some aspects. It's mostly the aspects of the corporate world that don't make any sense to me at all. Right? Like you said, like why do we need 6 different companies in order to figure out one thing? We don't.
You're right. You need 8.
Yeah. So, all right. Gonna wrap this bitch up. I think we're about that time.
We can wrap this up.
All right.
I think I need to create a new genre of food.
All
I know
right.
that's how that works. It might have to be Italian barbecue
Okay. I'm
because,
intrigued.
well, you already know this, but I made burnt ends on Saturday and I had leftover burnt ends. And before I even made the first set batch of burnt ends, I go, I kind of want carbonara. I'm going to have extra burnt ends. I'm making burnt end carbonara. And that's what I'm doing. And that's how I'm doing it. And I don't care what the fuck anybody thinks. So I did it. And oh boy, was that was good.
Did you do the whole like egg sauce carbonara, like real
Oh,
bona fide carbonara?
yeah. Is there another way?
I don't think so, but I've heard people talk about like eggless carbon or like no egg carbonara, where it's
Yeah,
like
it's not
that's
carbonara.
not carbonara.
That's either it's probably like an Allegricia, but um yeah, that's enough. These things have fucking names. Just fucking call them by their names. Oh, this is an eggless carbonara.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a name for it. It's called Allegricia. That's what the fuck it is.
right, right.
It is quite literally the same thing as carbonara, just with no eggs,
Yeah,
basically. Um so yeah, I mean this whole like Italian barbecue thing, that's definitely something I could get behind. And there's a lot of ways to make this happen. I might have to explore. Might have to explore the opportunities there.
yeah.
This burnt end carbonara was fucking good. And I still use pancetta and everything. So Basically, I just took a regular carbonara and just added burnt ends to it.
Which sounds fucking delicious.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot you can do with that. Right? Like I feel like
Anything.
boneless fuck. Not spare ribs. Short ribs. Boneless short ribs could come into play for a lot of things. Like you can incorporate that into Italian.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be the new genre of food. I'm going to create an Italian barbecue.
I like it.
I think that's going to be the one.
Yeah. I would purchase that.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
It was fucking good.
Well, staying on the food theme, my final thought is a little bit of disappointment. So obviously we talk all the time, New England, Massachusetts, like more so Massachusetts, but I'll expand it to New England or even the Northeast in general, to include like New York in there, has, in my opinion, and I think you probably agree, the best food in the country, right? The Northeast, between everything between New York and Boston, you can find the best of whatever you need, right? Whether it's great Chinese food, which, speaking to Jones about this when he was here, he said that like being away from Massachusetts makes you appreciate how good the food actually is here. He goes, Chinese food in Maryland is dog shit. He goes, it doesn't even exist in Oklahoma when he lived there. And it's funny because my uncle and a lot of my family lives in New Hampshire, and they say the same thing. They say Chinese food in New Hampshire sucks. But like Chinese food down here in Massachusetts is absolutely phenomenal. And obviously Italian is fantastic in Boston. Like there's good barbecue, right? Like, again, there's not like Texas barbecue. And just because like we say it's good doesn't mean it's the best, right? Like, but it's pretty fucking good. Like you're going to go and you're going to be like, this is delicious. Could it stand up to Texas or Memphis or Kansas City or St. Louis? I don't know. Maybe not.
One individual, yes.
Yeah.
Like one individual versus another individual, yeah, but
right.
The prevalence of it isn't as
right
prevalent.
So again, best food around here, and then it's more specifically to where I am in the North Attleboro area, it's been tough to find good pizza, right? Like a really good Italian pizza, because a lot of the pizza places around me are Greek style.
Yeah,
so it's like
you're gonna have to go to
it's thick dough.
Go to Providence.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably get great, fantastic pizza in Providence. Oh, did you go to Federal Hill? Oh, it's just like the North End in Boston. It's not.
It's called
It's
Fed
not
Hill.
the North. Yeah, yeah. It's not anything like the North End. So it's one street. So like if you just took Hanover Street and like picked it up and moved it, like cool. But like it's not the North End. That's beside the point. So most of the pizza around me is Greek style pizza. However, there's one place that I found that is absolutely, like, no questions asked, the best pizza in this area. It's called Pizzeria Romano. It's right on Route 1. It's like 7 minutes from my house. Fantastic fucking pizza. It's real. It's as real and good as Italian style thin crust pizza that you're going to get in this area. So I love them. They're great. I go there all the time for pizza. They're fantastic. So recently, so obviously being pregnant, right? Amy can't really eat Italian meats. However, we found a caveat where she can have cold cuts in a calzone, because the whole thing with cold cuts, for people that don't know, they could contain listeria. So technically, if you're pregnant, you can still eat cold cuts regular, like as they come, right? Because the whole point behind it is listeria. So like I can get listeria, you can get listeria. Like any normal person that eats cold cuts can get listeria. But for a normal person, we get the shits for like a couple days, and like you feel like shit, and like you get a lot of GI distress. Like I said, you get diarrhea and stomach pain and things like that. It's not fun, but like you can fight it off. If a pregnant woman gets listeria, then it can affect the fetus and all kinds of shit like that. So that's why they just throw a blanket like pregnant women can't have cold cuts, which again, they do it to be safe, but how often do you ever hear of someone getting listeria from eating cold cuts? Not that fucking often. But regardless of all that, we found a loophole, right? If you cook the cold cuts, right? If you cook a calzone and you heat the cold cuts to whatever temperature, it kills listeria and you can eat them. So the big thing for Amy through this pregnancy has been Italian calzones. I would say more so maybe the last like 2-3 months or so is Italian calzones. So we have been on a crusade to find a good calzone, and we just can't do it. We can't find one. There is not. They're just, for whatever reason, they're just not good, right? Like we've tried maybe like 4 different places, and so the reason I brought up Pizzeria Romano, and they have the best pizza, is this past Saturday, Amy wanted an Italian calzone, and we got one. Well, we were searching for one, and I called Pizzeria Romano, and I said, hey, I would like to purchase an Italian calzone. And the person on the other side of the phone told me, oh, sorry, we don't make calzones past 3:30.
That's an awkward time.
And I said, okay, well, never mind. And I hung up. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of fucking place
Yeah, I don't get that.
doesn't make calzones past 3:30?
Like, it's not like there's special materials.
No. You need the exact same materials to make a calzone that you would a pizza. You need a dough, right? Like the same dough you're going to use to make a pizza, you can use to make a calzone. Cold cuts sit in the fridge, right? Like you can just pull them out and throw them in.
I don't know on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. So we ended up trying this place in Plainville, and it sucked. It wasn't good. Like we've tried all these different places, and they're just not good. It's either been like the thinnest fucking calzone ever, right? Like it just, like, what is in this? Or it's like shitty meats. It's like mortadella, salami, and like ham, and then cheese. Like this isn't an Italian calzone. Like, where's the fucking pepperoni? Where's the prosciutto? Where's the capicola? Like, where is all this shit? Like, I want a real legit Italian cold cut calzone, which, to be fair, the other thing, this has been an ongoing thing for months, obviously, as you can tell from this. So we found out Pizzeria Romano doesn't make calzones past 3:30. So we haven't been able to get one there. Every other place we've ordered it from over the last couple months, none of them have been good. Like I said, there's either been no meat or the wrong meat or way too much cheese or whatever. It's too thin. There is one place, the North End Deli, it's like right on the Plainville, North Attleboro line. It's right next to Truex. It's where Jamie's place is. So it's right there. But so the calzones from there, fucking phenomenal. They're great. The Italian calzone is great. The meatball calzone is great. I've had all of them. They're phenomenal. Like the North End Deli, I cannot deny, as much as I fucking hate this place, it's phenomenal. And the reason why I hate it, despite it being phenomenal, is that it's family run and they basically make up their own hours. So you drive there and they could be closed. You have no idea when they're going to be open, when they're going to be closed. Like, there's no fucking rhyme or reason. They close at like 1:30 on a Wednesday, but then maybe they reopen from like 3 to 5. Or like maybe they close at 11 o'clock on a Friday and then they're just done for the day on Friday. Like, there's It is the most impossible fucking place to get stuff from and find out when they're actually open. Like maybe they don't, like one day they don't open until 11, but then they close at 2:30. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Like, do you want my money? Because you actually make good stuff and I'm willing to pay you for your product, but you're never open for me to pay you for your product.
I'm guessing they don't care about your money.
No, they don't. And that's why I hate them. Like everything that comes out of there is great. Their sandwiches are great. Their calzones are great. But I hate them because they're impossible to fucking access. So it's been a fucking it's been troublesome to get a good Italian calzone. So after Saturday, right? Like the other thing too, the place we got from on Saturday, it sucked. And it was also like $22. Like there was, and it was one of the thin ones. It was like nothing in it. I'm like, if you're gonna charge me $22 for a calzone, like stuff it, right? Like, and that's the other thing too. I'll pay for if I have to pay $25 for a calzone that comes out like thick and good, I'll pay for it, right? We've talked about it in the last episode. I'll pay for good quality food. So Amy finally was like, you know what? Like, you just need to make them, because over the last few months, occasionally I've just decided to make my own Italian calzone. And then I go to the store, right? And I get provolone cheese and prosciutto and salami and capicole.
Yeah, there's a fucking A at the end of that word. I don't know if you fucking
and pepperoni, like, and I think that's what I use, right? It's pepperoni, capicola, prosciutto, salami, provolone. I think that's it.
I don't know what else you would throw in there.
I think that's all I put in it. But then I buy the dough from Market Basket, and
then shit starts getting weird if you start going beyond that.
And then I fucking roll it, pinch the edge or roll the edges, toss it in the oven, cook it up, baste it with butter on the top, whatever, and it comes out great. And it's thick. It's a thick fucking calzone, and it's delicious. So I think we're at the point where I'm giving up on anything store-bought when it comes to an Italian calzone. And from now on, I would think I will be just making my own. Because I'm just going to be disappointed with anything else.
Or you need to go where the Italians are.
Yeah. Or I need to call Pizzeria Romano before 3:30.
That's an option too.
Like, because I'm sure their calzone's fucking banging because their pizza is phenomenal.
I don't want pizza now.
Yeah, I always want pizza.
Maybe this weekend.
Yeah. But, well, that's going to do it for us for another one here, kids. So thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to click subscribe up above, hit the like button down below. Tell everybody you know about the show. If you're an audio only guy, subscribe over there as well. Tell everybody you know there. And also, if you happen to use Spotify or iTunes, you can go and leave us 5 stars and write a review. It would be much appreciated. Please and thank you. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod, or on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks, website sarcasmspeaks.com. Go to the merch store, buy all kinds of merch with our crazy logo on it. Shout out to mybookie.com for our sponsors here. You can use the promo code SarcasmPod to double your first deposit up to $1,000 over MyBookie. Additionally, you can go to noonbrew.com, use the promo code in the show notes below to get 10% off your order every single time you check out. Drink it every night. It's a great sleep tea, like magnesium, all kinds of crazy shit that you need to sleep better. So go try it out over there at noonbrew.com. And then last but not least, we have the Ice Pod, cold plunge, bath thing, whatever you would call it. You can go to theicepod.com, use the promo code below, and you will get $10 off and free shipping. on your purchase over there. So check all that stuff out. That's it for us for now. And until next time, good night, everybody.